Average teams hide mistakes. Hey, everybody, Brandon Williams here. And what do I mean by that? So, average teams, whether intentionally, but typically unintentionally, they're either culturally or it's part of how they do business, is don't talk about mistakes, think they already learned from those mistakes. They just move on. They cover them up in a way, or they just have a way they thought that they learned and thought that, well, we already executed, time to move on to the next thing. It's not worth talking about. But high reliability, high performing teams understand that the only way you're going to improve, the only way you're going to get better is by learning from those mistakes, because we understand that we all work in uncertain, complex environments. It exposes our human limitations. We're going to have human error. We want to mitigate that. Yes, we want to reduce that, but we know it's going to happen. So how do we learn from that? How do we grow from that? How do we set an environment where we feel like we can talk about that and talk about negative outcomes so that we can improve? As a fighter pilot, the way I was raised, the way I grew up in that world is that after every single mission, we came back and we talked about exactly what happened, what our mistakes were and our successes, why that happened, but how we were going to get better. And trust me, in over 25 years of flying, both military, combat aviation fighters, commercial aviation, I've made a lot of mistakes, a lot of mistakes. But I always learn from those. And I use that debrief tool that I just talked about, we as fighter pilots used in order to expose that. And the D or learn from that. And the debrief is it serves as a tool that high performing teams use. It serves as a way that we come back, a structured process. So it's not just us sitting down, just kind of talking about it, but it's a structured process, kind of take some of that personal feel out of it. We check that rank and ego out the door and we set that tone of accountability, I call it. We talk about what happened, why it happened, but more importantly, how we're going to get better and how the organization is going to get better. So high performing, high reliability teams, we don't just take mistakes, cover them up. We don't just move on, but we take time to learn from them because we know how critical that is and how important that is. And the debrief is the structured process on how you can do that and how you can get better. Hey, everybody, thanks for checking in. Follow me for more info and the debrief and other human factors leadership tools. All right, see ya.